Welcome to On Track, the Oz Resistance Network, Use Roundup, coming to you from our underground studios in Perth, in the fascist state of Western Australia. Now the KKK in Perth, that is the Keystone Kwinana cops, are at it again, harassing Robert Paul CPO champion whistleblower and his kids. Last week pulled him up for no reason, again down the street. And here's a picture of these idiots. What they didn't realise is that there was 3 other adult witnesses in the car this time, and 2 of those were British nationals visiting from England. All have sworn affidavits and are ready to roll in the fight back against the corrupt KKK. Now, on a similar subject, up in the northern suburbs of Perth, every cowboy in the Wild West carries a gun. But look what happens when you give a gun and a police uniform to an idiot. Take a look at this.
A police officer draws his gun as he's approached by 6-year-old staffy Biggie on a suburban Kinross street. Tail wagging, seemingly unaggressive. 9 News has decided not to show you the moment the officer shoots Biggie dead, but we did show it to his owner, Pat.
It's disgusting, eh? Seriously.
It's the first time he's seen the vision.
Gun down for nothing. He sat for him. He was wagging his tail. I'm just cut up, like, really badly, eh? The only thing I can picture Biggie doing is a bark if he felt intimidated, but he would never bite anyone.
Police were called and one of the dogs was rounded up by rangers, but Biggie was tracked by police to a nearby street where he was shot. Blake Micallef saw the whole thing. It made him physically sick and says he has trouble sleeping.
It just looked friendly, like I said. It was just coming up the street. It had a bit of a bark, but obviously dogs bark at other dogs and stuff like that. It didn't look aggressive. Cop went like white. You could tell he was physically shaken up. After when the other cops come in, he was kind of leaning on the car, looked physically upset, obviously.
I'm just disgusted. Like, police have told me lies over the phone for the first day they told me the story. I got told he attacked the officer. I've just seen it through my own eyes that he didn't even attempt to attack an officer.
In a statement released today, police say an internal investigation into the incident has now been launched, but say the officer involved discharged his firearm because he feared he was about to be attacked.
I've had him for 6 years. He was my boy. He's my best mate. He's my best mate.
Pat says he's planning on taking legal action against WA police.
So, what next from Waypole trading as WA police? How long before they start killing babies? Well, probably not long. It might have already started. Okay, to the massive cover-up, massive pedophile cover-up from Senator Eric Betts, instigated by the good senator, for the rape and abuse of military high school cadets, from the former military high school cadets. On 19th of April this year, former RAF cadet Mark Grundy from 12 Flight in Queensland at Clontarf Beach State High School took his own life by hanging himself in his backyard. Mark Grundy was a victim of convicted RAF serial pedophile Graham Charles Wixon and his henchman, convicted serial pedophile Neville Douglas Briggs. Mark Grundy bravely withstood the stigma and victimisations handed out by the Queensland Police when he testified at the Wixon committal proceedings in the Brisbane Magistrates Court in 2004. However, he did not appear at the criminal trial almost 2 years later in October 2006 in the Brisbane District Court when Wixon was convicted on 8 counts of indecent dealing with children. This story has been on hold pending the outcome of the coroner's findings, which were released 2 weeks ago. Now you can view those findings and the story on the Arrest the Betts website. That's www.arrestthebetts.wordpress.com, and I've read that all the coroner's findings and the autopsy reports, and it's just another whitewash. Absolutely disgraceful. They've all got blood on their hands. Okay, what happens when, in the fascist state of Western Australia, when you get a champion Italian veggie grower becoming a threat to the Coles and Woolworths monopoly? Well, apparently you just need to enlist the help from the Potato Board, and the bent WA Supreme Court. That's right, our own Tony Galati of the Spudshed fame has been ordered by the Supreme Court to stop growing potatoes. It's getting pretty bad in the fascist state of Western Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty soon I guess we'll be eating dog food. Okay, unless you're of course related to one of the elite. Now, a report in last week by Judge Anna von Reitz from Alaska, published on the Before It's News website, that everyone really needs to go and have a look. And Judge Anna von Reitz is not pulling any punches on the corrupt Masonic, Roman Curia, Vatican-run monetary system and political system. It's very good reading and really worth an eye open to go and look at. Now, what do you have in Mandurah if you're in one room and the president in that room is one female magistrate, one female child abusing maggot with a female support worker and two female Serco guards, all attacking an innocent and caring father? Well, you have the Mandurah Misandrous Court. We've been hearing a lot about this nest of vipers down there in Mandurah. So Bibbulmun went down a couple of weeks ago to take a look and first hand, and that's what he witnessed. Absolutely disgraceful. And of course, all men are violent. And any man over the age of 45 has got to be a pedophile. Well, this is the attitude coming out of these magistrates' courts now. And you won't get a look in if you're a male. So, unless you're female, don't bother going to the Mandurah Magistrates Court because you won't get a hearing. All you'll get is trampled on. So with that, our dodgy public officer of the week, or for the month for this matter, is Magistrate Vivian Edwards, who was in play in that room on the day. Okay, now, here's a good one out of the United States again, and on the Before It's News website also, and the headline, large banks file claim the United States is abandoned country, tried to claim it. Well, I think anyone who knows anything about the bankrupt monetary system and what's going on behind the scenes will know exactly what this is all about. But I'll just read the first paragraph. So what does this all mean? It means we have been defrauded by international banking cartels operating governmental service corporations, as if these entities were our lawful government. It means that the Holy See and the British monarch have acted in secretive breach of trust and dishonour and have undermined our rightful government since 1845. It means that we have caught the rats red-handed, proved the facts and demanded remedy. Now, what this is, this was Wells Fargo Bank, which is not really a bank anyway, it's just another avenue of government, actually made a claim to take over the whole bankrupt Cestui trust system. In other words, they want to become the new slave masters and write off all the bad debt around the world. Well, I don't think they got very far, but it's an interesting one to watch, and you can find that story on Before It's News. And that headline again, large banks file claim that the United States is abandoned country and tried to claim it. Okay, that's all we have for you this week. Until next time, stay active, stay safe, and keep up the good fight. I'm your host, Judge Bibbulmun. Good night.